everyone, this is Amanda at Amanda's Booktopia. If you're new here, welcome, and if not, welcome back. And today, we're doing another episode of my book haul and unhaul project. This time around, wasn't as good as my last episode. The last couple, I should say. I ended up collecting a little bit more than I originally intended. So for that reason, let me show you what I got. We have a total of 7 books here. So since I hauled 7, I need to get rid of 7 that I'm not going to be reading. Or I could always get as another version at another time if I choose to. So let's get into the books that I hauled, and then I'll show you the ones that I'm getting rid of. So let me put these down. So this first one was actually a gift from my fiance, Ray. He is amazing. So I got Good Half Gone by Taryn Fisher. I believe this is like her newest release. Let me check on the date on that just to be sure. I know she's very popular and has like a lot of books. Well, at least a few that I know that are really popular. And yeah, so this came out just this year. I don't remember how soon it was. I can't remember if it was in March. It might have been. Maybe. But I've never read The Wives by her, but I did find an audio of The Wives. So maybe I'll give her a chance, because I've heard excellent things about Taryn Fisher. And this one's another thriller. And it sounds really, really good. I even read the description to Ray, and he might even try and read this with me. For those who've never heard of it, let me tell you a little bit about it. It says, Iris Walsh saw her twin sister Piper get kidnapped, so why does no one believe her? Iris narrowly escaped her pretty popular twin sister's fate as a teen, kidnapped, trafficked, and long gone before the cops agreed to investigate. With no evidence to go on but a few scattered memories, the case quickly went cold. Now an adult, Iris wants one thing: proof. And if the police still won't help, she does have to find it her own way, by interning at the isolated Shoal Island Hospital for the criminally insane, where secrets lurk in the shadows and are kept under lock and key. But Iris soon realizes that something even more sinister is simmering beneath the surface of the shoal, and that the patients aren't the only ones being observed. And that sounds fascinating and right up my alley. I think this is going to be an amazing time, and I cannot wait to get to this one. And then, I'm not sure if this is a new release, but I love this author. So I decided to pick it up. And I am very much excited for this. When is the release date of this one? Oh, it came out in 2016, so it's not an actual new release. But I think it got republished. So it looks new, but technically it's not. So I guess it's the first of the Renegade series by Rebecca Yarros. And I absolutely love Rebecca Yarros. She does a great job with Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. And I have a couple of other romances that I got from her. So I might possibly I have an idea to do a vlog of reading some of her romances, because it sounds like a really fun time. So I might try and put that vlog into May. I think that'd be a fun idea. So when we get to May, I might be doing a romance vlog on just her romance books that I have. And this one sounds interesting. It says, after 2 lost years, I'm forcing the wake-up call on my life with a 9-month work-study cruise. See the world, experience all of it to the fullest, and maybe, if I'm lucky, find the life I've lost. I just wish I know what I was signing up for. My scholarship depends on tutoring a student. But not just any student. Oh no, that would be too easy. Instead, I get Paxton Wilder, Daredevil influencer, and X Games champion. And wherever he goes, documentary cameras, groupies, and high-octane stunts will follow. I want to hate him. I want to kick his arrogant ego right off this boat. But from the second we touch, my stomach does a full-on bungee jump. And I know that Wilder is as much stay-away danger as he is addictive adrenaline. Because I know what happens to guys who go looking for that next wild ride. And I know what happens to the girls who fall for them. Now our fates are strapped together, and if he goes down, I don't stand a chance. And that sounds so much fun. And then the next book I ended up picking up is Things I Wanted to Say by Monica Murphy. I've heard amazing things about the series, and I've been wanting to check this one out for a while. And I know this was the first one in the Lancaster Prep series. So it's a dark and twisted bully romance, from what I understand. And it's a chunky one. It is so chunky. And I think it has a little bit of flop going on. We love the flop. Let me see how many pages this actually is. 508 pages. So that's a pretty chunky romance. I don't know why people think romances should be so big. But I'm hoping I'm really going to like this because I've heard amazing things about this series. And I've been wanting to check it out for a while. So I finally took the plunge and got this one. And then the next book I picked up, I've heard a couple of specific booktubers talk about this one. Mainly, the first one, I do remember, what's her name? I'm trying to remember her name. I think it's, is it Hallie? Might be, I think it's Hallie. I'll link her down below so you can check out her channel. But she found this book through a TikTok. And then I saw another booktuber, not like recently, pick this one up. And she liked it. I can't remember who that person was. But I do remember originally Hallie talking about this. And it sounds right up my alley. Because it's a fantasy romance. And it's called How Does It Feel by Janine O'Reilly. And so from, I think when Hallie read it, I think she read it. And I think she said it was really good. So I'm excited to give this one a shot. Was it just released, or when was this released? Let me check. Well, it says copyright 2023 and 2024. So I don't think that's very, Oh, it was originally self-published in 2023. And I think Bloom Books took it and republished it this year. But I heard there was a TikTok going around on this book. So I figured I'd give it a shot. And it sounds interesting. It says, when a trip into the forest to collect a rare mushroom for her research goes horribly wrong, biologist Callie Peterson finds herself falling through a fairy portal and straight into the arms of the unseelie Fey Prince. The dangerously unhinged and viciously handsome unseelie Fey Prince. He thinks she's an assassin sent by the humans to kill him, not a scientist, and he imprisons her in his realm, where unwittingly, his obsession with her begins to grow. Prince Mendax has never felt anything but loathing until his eyes met hers, this vile human assassin's. He believes she's here to kill him, yet her beauty is a parasite that has mercilessly latched onto his mind and won't let go. He itches to feel her smooth skin, even though the unseelie royals would rather burn than touch a human. It's a dangerous desire. If he does not destroy the girl soon, she may be the only thing capable of destroying him. Mendax needs to be rid of her, but he also needs to entertain his people. And so, he challenges Callie to 3 deadly trials. If she survives, she gains her freedom. If she doesn't, his wrath is only just beginning. And I love a book with trials, and I love fantasy romance, so put the two together, that sounds like a winner to me. And then another one I picked up, this one came from Barnes & Noble. Mainly, the reason why I got this one was because it was blurbed by Ellie Blake, who wrote the Frostblood series that I absolutely loved and has so much fun with. So, since I saw her blurb this, like on the actual back of the book, I decided I had to get this, because if Ellie Blake liked it, I think I'm going to like it. And it was on my Amazon wishlist before. It's called Crown of Coral and Pearl by Mara Rutherford. I think I said that right. And it's also a fantasy romance. It says, for generations, the crown princes of Alara have married the most beautiful maidens from the ocean village of Verenia. While Nora always dreamed of seeing Alara, she never expected she'd travel to land while impersonating her twin sister, Zadie, who was chosen to marry the crown prince. Upon reaching Alara, Nora discovers her fiancé, Prince Saren, is as forbidding and cold as his castle. As Nora grows closer to Saren's brother, Prince Talon, she learns of a failing royal bloodline, a murdered queen, and a plot to destroy her village. To save her people, Nora must learn to negotiate the treacherous protocols of a court where lies reign and obsession rules. But discovering her own formidable strength may cost her everything she loves. And it does sound a little bit similar to the Frostblood series in some ways. So I think I'm going to love this one, and I cannot wait to read this. And then the next book I picked up is Court of Blood and Bindings by Lizette Marshall. I recently read a Lizette Marshall book. It was like a fairly quick read. I think it was, what was it called? I read it for a Patreon buddy read with Just from Honest Fiction, and I think it was something, shoot, I forgot what it was called. But I gave it 4 stars, and I know Just from Honest Fiction absolutely loves this series, and then I saw Mel from Eleanor Reads read this, and she really enjoyed it. So I think this would be really fun to check out, since I've read one of her others and gave it 4 stars. So if they both like this book, I think I'm gonna like it, especially since I like a lot of the same books that Jess likes, and she loves fantasy romance as much as I do. So I think this would be a great time. And it says, when the Empire's deadliest Fae murderer catches her wielding forbidden magic, 20-year-old Emmeline believes her hour has come. Instead, her inhumanly beautiful captor spares her life, but carries her off on his velvet wings, into the one place from which no human ever returns. The heart of the Fae Isles, the treacherous Crimson Court, where the mother of Fae kind has ruled unchallenged over Fae and humans for decades. The Silent Death is supposed to be the mother's loyal servant, her invincible warrior, her ruthless, soulless killer. But in the shadows, he is playing a game of his own, and he needs Emmeline's magic to win it. If she agrees to work with him, she could free all of humanity. But can she trust a Fae male with so much blood on his hands? Worse, when his smoldering dark eyes and dangerous secrets reveal glimpses of the heart behind his murderer's mask, can she trust herself? And that sounds so fun. And I heard Jess talking about this book and saying that there's like color magic in it. And that sounds really cool too. So I'm definitely interested in picking this up and seeing what I think of this book. And then the last book that I got is Blood and Steel by Helen Schurer. Unfortunately, when I got it from Amazon, some of the pages were bent, and I wasn't too happy about that. So I try to straighten it out the best I can, but it's still a little bent, and I'm not happy about that. It sucks. But the reason why I got this one was because Mel from Eleanor Reads, and I think Cassidy from Cards with Cassidy, I think I saw them both read this book, and I believe they both said that they really enjoyed it. And also, this book seems to be making its rounds on BookTube. And there's another book, also by this author. I think it's called Slaying the Shadow Prince. It's also been making its rounds. So I've seen a few booktubers talk about that one, which I haven't gotten to that one yet. But this one I've heard also really great reviews on. So I thought I would check it out and see what I think. It's an epic romantic fantasy series. It's the first book in the Legends of Thesmar, I believe is how you pronounce it. And it says, with her death foretold, Althea Zaltair only has 3 years to become what she's always dreamed of being, a warrior legend. Women are forbidden to wield blades, so she has trained in secret her entire life. Now racing against the clock, she fights to secure her place in the elite guild charged with the protection of the 5 kingdoms. The sparring and hazing of the new trainees border on deadly. But even more dangerous is her growing attraction to Wilder Hawthorne, her unwilling warrior chaperone. All around them, schemes are afoot and darkness looms. Will Althea pass a perilous initiation test and take her place as a champion of Thesmar, or will the invading evil snatch away her dream before it starts? And that sounds like a ton of fun. And if it has, since it seems to be having some good reviews, I am definitely looking forward to checking this one out and see what I think on it. And now to get to the books that I'm going to be unhauling. One of them is a box set, and it has 3 in it. So I'm counting each of them individually. So that way I don't have to worry about trying to think of like a couple of other books that I don't want to get rid of. So for that reason is why I'm getting rid of this box set. It is the Ruby Red Trilogy by Kirsten Gear, I think is how you pronounce her name. And I originally was excited to check out this series because I think it's historical fantasy, I believe. I don't know much about it, and I don't see myself getting to it anytime soon because I have so many other books that I want to prioritize right now. Eventually, if I decide I do want to read this, I could probably find an audiobook. So, for right now, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this series. I know Brittany from Brittany Loves Reading, I think she read the series and really enjoyed it. And then the next one I am getting rid of is called This Lie Will Kill You by Chelsea Pitcher. I believe it's a thriller, and that's all I know. It says it's in the spirit of Lois Duncan, Christopher Pike, and Karen McManus. So Dana, if you're watching, you might be interested, because I know Dana loves Karen McManus. So if you want this, Dana, let me know and I'll give it to you. And then another book I'm getting rid of. So please don't hate me on this one. But I don't see myself getting to it anytime soon. And that's the only reason why I'm getting rid of it. So maybe eventually I'll want to check out an audiobook. But for right now, don't hate me on it. I just can't get to it anytime soon. That is Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. I know people absolutely love this book. And I do love horror. And I know she's very well loved. However, I just don't see myself reading it right now or anytime this year. And I don't want to hold on to a book that I'm not going to get to anytime soon. And then the next one I am getting rid of is Death Prefers Blondes by Caleb Roerig. I heard good things about this one. However, it's also a cozy mystery, as far as I know. And I realized something about myself, that I don't love cozy mysteries. And I don't think I'm going to be crazy enough for it. So that's the only reason why I am getting rid of it. Maybe I could find a good home with somebody. But I don't see myself reading this at all this year. Because I have more books coming that I eventually, I want to read books that I am excited for. And this one I'm just not excited for. And I'm not really a fan of cozy mysteries. So that's the main reason why I'm getting rid of this one. So it's probably just not for me, at least not the genre. And then for the last book. Unfortunately, I don't want to get any hate on this one. Because I know it's a well-loved book and series. But unfortunately, I don't see myself getting to it anytime this year. Because I have a lot of anticipated reads for the year. And I'm always bringing in books. And I just don't see myself getting to it. However, maybe sometime I'll check out the audio if I really want to. But this is The Ruin of Kings by Jen Lyons. And I've heard amazing things about this series. But I just don't see myself getting to it anytime soon. And, there's a lot of books coming out that I really want to read and get. And I'm just not excited for this one. I just feel like I could let this go. I'm not excited for it. So I'm going to hand this off to somebody who might want this copy. And that is all the books that I am unhauling. So I hope you enjoyed a new episode of my book haul / unhaul project. If you had a great time, just make sure you give it a huge thumbs up. If you want to see more bookish content, make sure you smash the subscribe button down below. And I'll see you all next time.